GameyDaddy.
Hello everyone, this is Emmond with GameyDaddy, and I'm here with another video from Tom Clancy's The Division. So today I'm going to show you my Banshee build, and we're going to just walk through some of the things you can also do that fit your playstyle if you decide to run this build. Okay, so what do I have here? 4-piece Banshee, 2 high ends. This build is, in my opinion, one of the most enjoyable builds that I've put on in a long time. Other than the defense gear set, the one that, you know, it gives you a different play style, but I wanted to do something different, and so I tried this build out, and honestly, I do not regret it. This is a very solid build. It was built with people who want to play in the dark zone in mind. Now, you know, even though Alpha Bridge overshadows almost every other gear set in this game, this gear set is actually very good. If you don't want to run what's on the meta, if you want to do something that's outside of the box, try this build out. Now, why Banshee? The gear set bonuses include the 20% looted DZ funds when you're farming, 10% damage to target out of cover is a 3-set bonus, and you get 30-second refill of your ammo if you're rogue, and then you take 10% less damage from non-rogue players, or when you're not rogue, you take 10% less damage. You deal 10% more damage to rogue players, and you don't lose any dark zone currency when you die. Now, this was actually put in place for people who really want to seriously PvP. The only thing is they changed one of the bonuses. Remember in 1.4 when they tested it, when, you know, people with the Banshee gear had like this crazy mobility. They could sprint so fast, you know, but they changed that because they were like, the server might not be able to do that, you know, in every scenario. So it was something that, you know, they had to take away. But nonetheless, this is a good build for people who want to run in the dark zone solo. Now let me show you my build. Okay, I have a barrage chest piece. You know, it's like you can put on a barrage chest piece on almost anything these days. It's crazy. This chest piece, you know what it does. No skill on cooldown increases your skill power by 10%. 1 skill on cooldown increases damage by 5. 2 skills on cooldown increases armor by 10. Very good. Very good chest piece. In fact, they just need to leave it the way it is because it's amazing. My mask, unfortunately, could not come with enemy armor damage. I had to roll a higher stamina stat here. And so I took damage to elites 10%. And, you know, just had to deal with increased skill XP. Not bad. I mean, come on. If I'm farming in the dark zone, I want to level up, I want to get XP. This is definitely what I want to go for. My knee pads, enemy armor damage, main thing. Everything else is just icing on the cake. You know, nice armor roll, not bad. Low firearms roll. I think for this armor roll, I can trade off some firearms stats. You know what I mean? So, my backpack is a Banshee backpack. Nice. It dropped for me in the dark zone while farming just a few hours ago, and I really like it. Now the firearms roll is really nice. The armor roll is also good, and so we can actually work with that. My holster, very nice all-round, you know, stats. That's really good. And now, you know, the armor, not the greatest, but hey, for all these stats, I'll trade a few, you know, armor stats as well. My gloves are Savage gloves. They have health on kill, damage to elites, and critical hit damage. I like the damage to elite theme going on because when I reach a landmark, this helps me to be able to quickly clear that landmark and deal as much damage as I can to those elite NPCs that usually stay there. So now look at my weapons and then you see what I'm talking about. Now remember, the 3-piece bonus is 10% damage to NPCs out of cover. That's the main reason I'm actually rocking this set, because I wanted to run my Pacan and get it as strong as possible, because I have here 14% damage to targets outside of cover. So whatever damage I have with my Banshee and all that stuff, I don't know how that even mitigates or how that even works. I get all this extra damage while I'm running this weapon. That's crazy, because my LVOA, which, you know, is really good, I mean, in my opinion, it's got deadly, responsive, and self-preserved. I wish it had brutal, responsive, and competent, but hey, if you find an LVOAC like that, or you have one, please send me a picture, because that's like a dream LVOAC for me. But, you know, with this build, I don't really know which one is even stronger. I can just, you know, switch weapons at any time and I can rely on the amount of damage both weapons are going to deal. Now my Pakon has brutal, destructive, and ferocious. I have this extra 10% damage against elites and named enemies, so my damage is really high when I'm shooting, you know, an elite NPC. Even the veteran NPCs, they go down really quick because of the, you know, the destructive talent and all the enemy armor damage that I'm stacking, you know, on my knee pads as well. Now when I'm using my LVOA, I'm stacking a lot more enemy armor damage in that situation. So this is a very strong build. What else am I missing here? Well, my talents, let me just show you those. You can run whichever talents you want to run. You can run whichever skills you want to run. In fact, I started doing pulse because I get the most bang for my buck when it comes to damage. Now, if I really wanted to go maximum OP, I would also add booster shot, and I'm going to test this thing with booster shot because I want to see how much I can really melt NPCs. Regarding my talents, I have on the move. I mean, it's always nice to have that because when you're running into multiple NPCs and you take down one, you want to be tanky enough to take some damage and recover. Critical save, very good to run. One is none, and precision. Now, if I'm gonna run pulse, I can change my precision to strike back so I can get that cooldown as soon as possible. Anyways, this is just one way to run this build. Now let's talk about some other ways that you can actually leverage Banshee. Now, 3-piece Banshee already gives you that 10%, you know, overall damage to targets out of cover. You can run this with 3-piece Lone Star. Do I have a Lone Star item here? No, I don't. And you can get the extra, you know, percentage LMG damage. Imagine, I'm going to do it. I just don't have I need 2 more Lone Star pieces, and I should be able to run, you know, an extra, you know, 3 Lone Star and 3 Banshee with this. And if it's better, I'm going to do a video about it. You can also run the Predator's Mark, 3-piece Predator's Mark and 3-piece Banshee to be able to get the extra 8% assault rifle damage and the 8% extra SMG damage if you want to run an SMG in the Dark Zone. Or even outside the Dark Zone. You don't even need to, you know, with a 3-piece bonus, you know, I think that's actually a very good way. Now, in my opinion, why this to me is better than Hunter's Faith 3-piece bonus and Sentry's 3-piece bonus is because you're not limited to using a marksman rifle to maximize the damage, because Hunter's Faith and Sentry gives you 10% headshot damage. So in order for you to kind of get the best bang for your buck, you want to use a marksman rifle that hits hard, that already comes with an extra 100 plus 150, 140 plus percentage headshot damage so that you can get the most out of that. This, on the other hand, is just flat damage. And imagine pairing it up with something like Predator's Mark, 3-piece, to get that extra 10% damage to targets out of cover. Now, how this even works, I don't even know if this works with Firecrest. Imagine your 3-piece, you know, your flame turret and your flame turret, you know, damage at 30%. I mean, how much damage can you really do with this Banshee gear set? I guess I'm yet to find out. Also, you can pair it up with 3-piece Striker to get the extra 10% enemy armor damage. I mean, there are so many possibilities. Or you can run it with other high ends, like, you know, a Tenacious Mask. You can run it with the, you know, the 3-piece Alpha Bridge to get another 5%, you know, weapon damage, which, why would you even do that? Well, for the 2-piece anyways, to get the extra 100% health regeneration and get some more weapon damage bonus. So this Banshee is just a huge success in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it could have been better if they had left the original talents there and they could work that out. But man, I'm telling you, go ahead and get yourself 4 pieces, roll them, that, you know, to the playstyle that you want. I'm running about 7,000 stamina. I wish to get more actually, so I can hit up to 500,000 toughness, and then maybe I'll see if I can actually try to PvP. I don't PvP much. I tried, but you know, sometimes people, you know, you meet some people who are very rancid. It's terrible. They'll kill you and still cuss you out and trash talk you. It's like, really? This is your platform to trash talk? So, but nonetheless, I still PvP once in a while, but it's not my main deal. My main deal is to go into the Dark Zone, run solo, challenge myself in an environment where I know, you know, anything can happen, and see how well I do and see how well I survive. That's why I like going into the dark zone. That's one of the reasons I feel like it's a very, very good place for any player to try out. If you avoid the dark zone a lot, you know, once in a while it's nice to go in there and just see how well you can do. Take a gear set like this and see what happens, you know. Put it with the Ninjago backpack. Maybe you won't lose as many items if you get ganked. Switch servers, or even message the rogues. If somebody goes rogue on you, go ahead and send them a message and say, hey, could you please give me my items? This is not the first time I've said this. And usually a lot of people will give you your items back, because honestly, many people that are going rogue are not really there for the loot that they can get. So most of the time, if it's something that they look and say, well, this person is running solo, no problem, many people would do what, you know, do the right thing, or will do the kind thing and give it back to you. It's no biggie. Okay, anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. I appreciate your time spending this, you know, 10 minutes, you know, looking at this build. If there's anything I can do to this build to make it better, please go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you think, you know, that you have a better build, or if you know there's anything, you know, that you can add, go ahead and leave it in the comments as well. People will be reading. Go ahead and subscribe, you know, for more videos like this. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate you guys. Peace.
GameyDaddy.